It's Market Sniper. Hey, how are you doing? Yes, Bitcoin. What's going to happen next? You had the Coinbase drama, which apparently was the reason for an element of volatility. We're going to go do exactly what we told you not to do. We're going to have a look at a lower time frame on Bitcoin. Remember, the key fulcrum of the previous video is decide on a certain aspect of potential leverage, maybe 50% of your pot if you can afford it, 25% maybe, you have your investment, and then sit tight and don't jump in and jump out too much, and don't over adjust your leverage, because you're likely to chase in with more leverage after a major run and momentum to FOMO in, only to wear that to the downside, and that's going to scare you and you're going to shake out some of your leverage. In other words, you're going to do negative work all the way up. Hence why we said it's actually one of the times when we suggest to be least active. That was in the previous video. What are we telling you today? We're going to have a look at a shorter time frame, and I'm going to show you something that popped up on the TradingView side in terms of news for Bitcoin. So how does it look? This is the short time frame, M15. And in actual fact, we're quite interested in this. The volatility is doing exactly what we like, calming. It's calming. Here was your Coinbase shock and awe, swing and nervousness, I suppose. It wasn't too extreme, but nonetheless, it was fairly significant. Also, this is a big bloated second impulse, shaking out. Quite a firm sell-off, a little bit concerning. That's got a lot of people talking. Bit of a bounce, grinding along the lows, working its way along the lows, kind of low vol. Well, you could end up with a flag there and you could end up. In short, we are interested in the volume of people that are actually bearish. Let's click on that article, by the way. There we go. In fact, I took a screenshot of it. It's almost better. This is what was happening. Bitcoin races to new all-time high. Let's make this a little bigger, actually. That's 100%, 150. Let's do that. Bitcoin races to new all-time high. Galaxy Digital CEO wouldn't be surprised to see some corrections. Bearish call. So that's from the latest updates. That's number one article. Bitcoin bulls just joining the rally, okay, are very late to the party. Not late, very late. In other words, the bull market's almost over, analyst says. But you haven't even made a new high on the previous high. As we said, you're somewhere between 30% and 40% of this market, and you're yet to have the really big moves. And most of the alts actually are miles off new highs, and we haven't had that super alt part where you get mega pumpermentals in the alt market. But apparently to an analyst, you're very, very late to the party. Bearish, kind of top call type pitch generally for me. Kind of a top call. So what does the third article say? Bitcoin just printed a 20K monthly candle. It's the biggest ever in USD. So a fact about extreme volatility, bullishness to the upside, that is a blow off being inferred. It is helping you can make the final conclusion, which is how they get to change your mind. Remember, if people tell you exactly what to do, then you feel you're being controlled. If they give you 4 bits of information, 1 + 3, and then you go, I know, 4. Then you think you came up with it. So what are they inferring here for you to come up with? It tells you probably there's a couple of ETFs in Brazil that need launching by BlackRock, and they don't have enough Bitcoin and they don't want to pay too much for it. They need retail muppets to panic, fear, and sell off all their Bitcoin before it's even made a new high on this bull market. Okay, what does the fourth article say? Crypto derivatives daily trading volumes reach record highs. That is record calling of new highs in volume. Peak mania is being inferred. I am concluding bearish. That's the 1 + 3. And what's the 4 I'm coming to? Oh, it could be sketchy now. Too many people getting involved. It's usually when it dies, it makes you think. Instinctively, my gut says because you've been reading all these articles which say 1 plus 3 and you're coming up with it all by yourself. 4, 4, 4. Everywhere you read, you're getting 1 plus 3 and you keep hearing 4 and you think, you must duck. The golf ball's about to hit you in the head. Ordinals market registers record sale. Bitcoin budgie changes hands for 1.1 million in BTC. Now, I have no idea what ordinals or Bitcoin budgies are, but this is all pointing to peak mania. New records, top call, bearish. Novogratz. Now, in terms of timing, this guy, every time I've contradicted him, I've won out and been accurate. Mr. freaking Novogratz. He's on any public statement that gets rolled out, he's almost like the useful idiot for a headline that is absolutely contrary to what's going to end up happening. Novogratz sees Bitcoin dropping to 55. Bearish call, overtly bearish call. So you've got in trading view. In terms of news articles, you've got only one more to go and you're on a full house of bear calls, by my opinion. Out and out bear calls and inferred bear calls. Bitcoin mining stocks dip more than 27% despite Bitcoin rally. So now you're being told of some form of things that you might infer as a leading indicator or a proxy for Bitcoin, and its miners are going down. That is invariably a bearish call. They have something they know. They're all getting out. People are selling their stocks. Kind of like what's actually happening in the stock market with Zuck, Buffett, Bezos, and who else? There's so many that are all dumping. Amazon, the whole lot. Anyway, so my conclusion from this is potentially another nice blow off upside. Let's go have a look at the bigger time frames and talk about that 20K candle while we have a look at it. Oh, there's BlackRock launching. So new articles have come. BlackRock launching Brazil's first Bitcoin ETF. I wonder if they need a few coins maybe, and retail should stump them up. Okay, potentially. Don't forget, I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. They could eventually kill this thing entirely. And, you know, gold would be a lot higher if Bitcoin didn't exist. Let's absolutely be clear. Bitcoin slips as the rally may be taking a pause. That's quite explicit. Bitcoin slips. Let's go up to that monthly chart and have a look at Bitcoin slip. Let's choose one where I haven't got all my alerts cramped on top of each other. This is the Bitcoin slip. Look at it with me, guys. I've just done a very similar update actually for our community. It seems like I'm going to be playing the same gag. Me looking at the slip. Bitcoin. Okay, there's a slip in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, I think I can see it, guys. There, that wick. That's your slip. That's Bitcoin. It's just slipped. I saw that. Did you see it? Did you see it? I saw it. You see, I got new glasses. Wear the color to match it so I can see it. There's sniper infrared shit going down here, boy. I saw that. That's your slip. Imagine what that would have been. Or that would have been while it was going, starting at that price point and ending up at that price point. You slipped a whole bunch of times, all the way up to 64,000, I would say. So much for the headlines and the slippage. Okay, that's your update on Bitcoin. I'm saying new high. Either today, weekend trade, or Monday. New high, Bitcoin to take out that high as part and parcel of further upside. Yes, indeed. Contrary to the news peeps, we see it differently. By the way, it's quite interesting that they say that 20K is the biggest that it's ever been on any single move. What was that? Can I highlight 19? Let's just click on the candle. You can see the open was 19,697 and the high was 29. Okay, but you can see this is log scale adjusted. That's why they look the same. Let's make them not look the same. That's when you can spot that that's a big candle. Kind of like that one, only still higher. So it is correct that it is the longest. But you are early in a bull market. Log scale wise, this will be the same. You're starting from a higher base. So the same percentage of move is in fact the correct way to do it. And in fact, this is just one of that candle right there. It's just one of a pretty average percentage-based move off a higher base point. That's why it is the highest dollar absolute amount of any of these candles. When you include the wicks, you can include both of these, in fact, all the way on up. So I would say it's about the equivalent of that or that. When you include the wick, certainly of that. And by the way, in log scale, it lags that. It's about the same as that. It lags that when you include the wicks. It's about the same as this when you include the wicks. So it seems like in a percentage-based move, given that we are log scale orientated because it's moving from a higher base and counting percentage gain at the same time, it's roughly the same percentage gain as any of these candles. And anyone who doesn't know when to use log scale and realize that on big times frames you absolutely should be when you're comparing one bull market to another, will realize that it's one of something like you would expect 4 or 5 thereof. And it's the first one. So if you jumped out over here, what would you have got out at? Assuming you sold the very top of the candle, 2,200 in a move to 20K. Well, if you're going 145, which could be a technical run of 150, you don't want to be selling at 64,000. You don't want to be selling at the current value of 61.9, 62,000. That's our take. That's where we're at. Let's see if Monday delivers a run of the 69K. We're sticking our neck out. We think it could be positive. By the way, what do you do if we're wrong? Final closing point. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. First link in the description below to book a call. Looking at the small time frame, at what juncture could we potentially be inaccurate on our bias in a probability game? I would certainly say any break below those levels, and that one explicitly, would mean, I would say, we're probably going to face an impulsive move to the downside. An impulsive move to the downside. Any move beyond this clustering point quite early and going back into the 62, 62 and a halves, I'm going to say you're making 69 and beyond by the end of Monday. Quite possibly today, over the weekend, etc. Till next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for loving us. Remember, don't forget to buy your gold, also on the Pure Gold link below as well. You need all the horses in this race, not just the fastest, the stable one as well.